Hey everybody, we're live. Sorry, I'm running just a little late. I don't know, the time got away from me. Hi Marguerite, hi Zen Jen, hi Dar, hi Amira, I think it's Amira. Hi Lydia, hello Anlar. Good to see you all. Just gonna lift this up here. Ooh, I'm gonna have to clean that. I should have done this before, but I got distracted by something. All right, let me just position this camera a little bit better. Do that, ish. Good afternoon, Brenda. Oh, I missed the chat. Hi, Babs. Hi, Diane. Hello, Dee Dee. So, today we're going to work on something inspired by this little mini abstract piece I did. So I'm going to try to recreate this on the gel plate. This was not done on the gel plate, but we're going to try to do something somewhat inspired by this. I haven't practiced it. I don't know how it's going to go. And you can always pull a print and then you can always add to the print after, right? So I'll just bring this up close. So there's some scribbling in the background. This was done with acrylics, Neo Color 2s, and I don't know what else. I can't remember. Sorry, I was out of screen there. That's better. Hi, Vale. Can you guys hear me okay? I think I've got my headphone mic on, hopefully. I think last week it didn't connect or something. So one of the things that I got distracted by before I came on is, I was working on this. I'm determined to try to get a better transfer with watercolor. Like this is the one we did last week, one of the ones we did the watercolor technique. So I started this one before the stream, so I need to let it dry and then we'll pull it sometime. So this is a image transfer on the gel plate done with black acrylic paint, just as a recap. Then I let it dry, and then I put a layer of acrylic matte medium on it, and then I let that dry, and then I put some watercolor on top. Now we just have to let that dry, and then we're going to pull it using the gloss gel medium. And I think the mistake I made on this one is I think I put too much gloss gel medium. It was too thick. So I'm going to put a thinner layer and we're going to let it dry longer. So I'm hoping that dries soon so that we can do it to give it enough time. So I might try to, we're not going to do this whole plate, but I'm just going to try to clean a little bit of this off, this mucky muck. I think I'm going to use some baby oil. So this is my large 12 by 14, 14 by 16. I always forget. I call it Big Peggy because Peggy Fitzmore sent it to me. It is, yes, 12 by 14. Is everybody having a good new year so far? I'm very sorry to hear about all the storms in the US and the fires in California. I hope everybody is safe. That's just devastating. We have had fires around where I live, and it's pretty scary. It is a great size. Hi, Candy. Hi, Janice Windmill. Oh, this has been on here for a long time. We might just leave it on as texture. I don't know. I know you guys didn't tune in to watch me clean my jelly plate, but this is what happens if you don't clean it right away. Barbara says, avocado oil from avocados, olive oil from olives, but where's baby oil from? That's a very good question. Hey, Janet. So I'm also going to show what I've done in my scavenger hunt journal so far. while we're waiting for maybe some layers to dry. That is really, really on there. What we might have to do is let's put a layer of paint and try to pull some of this off. Since it's not coming off this way, sometimes you just have to pull it off with paint. So I'm just going to wipe off the baby oil. We'll put a layer of paint. I suppose I could do this on 8x10 jelly plate. I was hoping to do it a little bit bigger and looser, but okay, let's put a layer of paint. We'll let that dry, and then we'll I'll show you my scavenger hunt journal while we're waiting. So when I'm doing like a pull like this, I don't want to use like a super expensive paint. Hi Barbie, and don't put your trinkets on your plate. So we'll just do a couple, we'll do a white and just a bit of black, and then we'll just kind of do a rough ombre. I do need a little bit of a piece of paper to pick this up with though. Maybe we'll use my drop. We'll use this. I'll use just my newspaper that I have. Newspaper paper, what's it called? Newsprint paper? So we're just going to kind of go, it's kind of rough. Just kind of do a cleanup, pickup. Sorry, I thought I was more ready than this. This is a peek behind the curtain. This kind of loose kind of thing is kind of what Robin McClendon does a lot of. Let's just put a few little marks in here while we're at it. All right, let's throw this on, and then we'll let that sit for a bit, and then we'll start our project. Hi, Jackie. Brenda says she looked at their snow forecast for Friday. Sunday they said a dusting, but now it says 6 to 8 inches. Wow. Yeah, if you don't have the equipment to clear the roads, it is devastating. Like, we have the equipment here, right? So I try not to complain, because at least, you know, I have snow tires. We have like road crews that come and clean the roads and stuff. All right, let's let that sit. And so here's my scavenger hunt journal in progress. So I'm just continuing on in the comp book that I started last year. So 2024, I did all the prompts, and I've done a flip through of that before, so I'm not going to go through that today. But here is my 2025 setup. So I have my title page, and for my theme, I decided on cats. So this is a black background. So I'm just going to list out the prompts. So black background, cats, my initials, my logo. This is actually a stamp I carved. Stickmen. I've got a few stickmen in here. And then butts on things. This kitty cat showing his little butt. I might add more butts just to make Janet happy. And then I've got, this is book pages, birds, postage, and then I stuck a little cat. I snuck a cat in the corner. A pocket, make a tag. Stickers. So I used a lot of stickers from some of my sticker books. And stamps. I used some rubber stamps. Oh, actually, I don't know if I used rubber stamps on this one. That's a foam stamp. Those are weekly stamps. Oh, this one was a rubber stamp. And then this is, I did put pattern paper in the background. I'm sure I'll use pattern paper again. And then we have flowers, botanical, more stickers. And then we've got food packaging, which is actually ephemera of food packaging. And on this one, there's a cat. So I stuck my cat in there. I think that's it on this page. And then here, this is a house, page of houses. And I put my cats. So I used the cat stickers to draw the houses that I wanted to do. And then I colored it with the grabby markers and the Sharpie markers too, I think, with those. And that was really fun. I had fun doing that. So I've got ideas for some of the other prompts, but that is where I'm at so far. So I don't really rush through it. I was a bit addicted over the weekend. I did quite a bit of it, but in a row. But I'm just going to kind of work on it as it goes. Thanks, Janet. Hello, Renee Suzanne. Oh, and the other thing is one of the prompts, well, several prompts have color ideas. So I wrote them down. So the different color combinations, and one of them was pink and blue. So I started this coloring page in this Deborah Mueller Mad Tea Party. So I've got this page based out in alcohol markers, and I've started adding some shading. So that's going to be my blue and pink page. I might have to take a picture of it and then print it, because this book is quite a bit bigger than my composition book. So I'd probably rather leave it in here anyhow to go with the other pictures that I colored. So that's one there. And her style's very whimsical, kind of, I don't know how much shading I'm going to add to this one. I'm trying to find the other page I did. Oh yeah, and this one. It's fun to color in though. I like using really bright colors in this book. So that's where I'm at, and that's this book here. It's a fun book. There's the ISBN if you want to check it out. But it's she has chubbymermaidart.com, and her name is Deborah Mueller, and she has lots of different themed books. Well, this goes here. All right, so I'll put that away. Let's see. Don't think I missed a lot. Janet says I should add more butts. Joanne, hi Joanne. She loves Deborah Mueller, one of her favorites. What notebook am I using for my scavenger hunt? I'm just using a composition book. Walmart.ca composition book, and it's the one I did my scavenger hunt in last year. So I do have a video somewhere of a flip through of the 2024 scavenger hunt. I can try to link it in my description. All right, let's see if this pulled off some of that paint. And it did, so we'll start our project right away then. So got quite a bit of that mucky muck off. Hi, Sherry. Thanks, Dar. Okay, so let me move this aside. So if you missed the very beginning, I showed that I'm going to try to do another one of those watercolored image transfer pulls. I'm just waiting for this to dry. I was just working on it right before we came on. I might have to just soak that up. I think what happened that was wrong with this one is I think the gloss gel medium I used to pick it up was too thick. So we're going to do a do-over. And I pulled out some watercolor paper that we're going to use for the gloss gel medium. So a little bit thicker paper, and then I'm going to spread it not so thick. So that's the plan for that. And then for the main project, we're going to be trying to recreate something like this. And when I did this, some of the acrylics I used were these acrylic markers. They're very liquidy though. They are called Montana markers, I think. And I don't even know where I got them. I feel like I got them from the clearance bin at Michael's like years ago. So I haven't used them very much. So I did a little test to see how watery. The red was really watery. This is something else. These weren't bad. I might use these. They did take a while to dry though. I do like that yellow. It's very fluorescent. But I do have this fluorescent yellow that I could use. So I don't know that I'm going to use these markers. Maybe we can use them on top of the print after when we pull it. Yeah. So that's our inspiration. I'm just going to pull this off real quick with some white. Did I say hi to you, Anina? I don't remember. If I miss saying hello to you, please forgive me. Sometimes it's hard to remember who you said hello to. Your brain just kind of goes. I'm just doing a quick little pull here. Oh, there's interesting. Ooh, I've got a bit of a divot in my 5x7 plate. I think I stored it incorrectly. Look at that. See that divot? I don't know if that's going to ever come out. I might have to do the trick that Elizabeth St. Hilaire showed, where she massaged her plate with baby oil and she put it down and then she put a book on top of it. So I don't know if that divot's going to come out. I can always turn it over maybe and do the other side. See that divot there? I don't know. Don't know. Hi, Mariah. She's on her phone. Lately, sometimes I've been on walks with Lucy when I'm trying to watch a stream, and it's cold, so it's hard to chat, but I'll try it every now and then. I'll put some words in, but usually I'm like listening and watching with my mittens on. So I think we'll kind of go over here. So I think we'll kind of do this area. We'll leave a little bit of that grunge on. What the heck? I should pull out my paper and figure out what paper I'm going to use to pull this, and then that will determine how much of the plate we use. Okay, let me grab what's paper. Now, can you guys still hear me pretty good when I'm over here? I'm wondering if this craft paper would work. It's pretty thick. It'd be interesting. It's maybe not as thick as I would want, but we'll see. It might get some wrinkles in it. This is a A3 craft paper. What size is it? 11 by 16. So that's pretty big. I'm just worried it's too thin. It's only the GSM. Let's just compare that to our hammer mill that I like is 120 GSM, because I always think of 32 pound, but it's 120 GSM. This is 115. So it's pretty close. Let's just go for it. Today is a stream of let's just go for it. All right, so, oh, Mariah, school closure for the next 2 days. Well, I guess it's better to stay safe, right? Keep those kids safe, even, you know, Sometimes it's a little tiring. Thanks, Barbara. So I'm going to do kind of the rough shapes that we have here. And remember, on the gel plate, whatever you put down first is what you're going to see the most. So I'm thinking we'll do the black, then we'll add the red. And I don't know if we'll do the blue or the yellow next. But I'm thinking we'll do like some scraping away. So it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but we're going to do something similar. Hey, View, you are watching live. I thought that's what happened this morning. I just said thanks for, thanks. Like I knew I wasn't live yesterday. I was pretty sure, but I appreciate, replay watches as much as live watches. All right. Let's see if I missed. Dar says you hear me. Good. All right, so we're going to do, remember this is going to be showing, so I don't want to put too much scribble scrabble. We might add some scribble scrabble to the back. This is just a acrylic paint liner by Artist Loft. So this is just from Michaels. So I got a gold, I've got a silver and a black one. So I'm just going to kind of do my shapes. So it's already, and this is sort of thick. So I think what we'll do is we'll do some shapes and then we'll kind of blot it. And this is going to be the, when we pull it, it's going to be the reverse of the, the one that is my inspiration. And that one, I mean, it came about just organically. This one, we're kind of using that organic one that we got as inspiration, right? Like this is, so just a bit of, whoops, that's a bit thick. So now I'm going to blot it gently with, I've got lots of this craft paper, so let's just blot it with that. So here there's like way too much paint, but we're just gonna just kind of blot it so it's not so thick, right? And I don't mind those little circles. I'm gonna put that aside. We might use that another time. It's still a little bit thick in some areas. Let me grab another piece of paper. Add a bit more light there. Right here, I got a big blob. The other thing I like about using those paint liners is it gives like a really textured type of mark. Okay. So like I said, I haven't practiced this. I just thought, let's just try to reproduce this somewhat. Okay, so I said next we're going to do the red. Let's see how these markers pulled. See, the red's not very effective, but I do like that yellow. And the black's pretty good. Blue is interesting. Let's use acrylic paint red. And I thought we could do is maybe just kind of scrape it and then scrape off. Could even just finger paint too, right? Let's do that. Let's use our finger. And I was thinking about I could use the pan pastel, but I do that so often. I know a lot of you guys don't have pan pastels, so I thought, well, can I do something that everybody has access to? And I think most have the most people have the acrylic paints, and these are just the some are Liquitex. So we're kind of doing a reverse layer. And this one doesn't have a lot. Let's go up here. So we do want it to dry, so we don't want to make it too thick. Okay, we could always do like blotting. So I took Lucy for a super long walk yesterday. It was really nice here. It was like only a couple degrees above freezing, which is amazing for uh, here up in Canada. Let's see a little bit essence of. So I think I'll pick this up with a white because we are going to want the layers to show on the over the craft paper, right? Add some little marks in here. Okay, I'm going to wipe my hands. Oh yeah, I don't know why. Okay, I say this every week. For some reason, for the last month or two, my chat is stuck in top chat just for my streams. I don't know if it's because it wants to wait till there's more people, but there's nothing I can click on to access live chat. I don't know why. Jen's been watching Shogun, getting lots of inspiration for her Asian art. Awesome. I think I want a little bit more red here. Okay. So we're going to let that dry before the next layer. Thanks, Dar. Yes, thumbs ups are appreciated. All right, let's see how this other piece that I'm trying to do, still pretty wet. I'm being very stubborn. I want to get this technique to work. I think I'm going to blot some of that watercolor, maybe with some paper towel. Whoa, my chair just about flew right out from under me. So I'm just going to blot some of this. And it's almost, quite a bit of it's almost dry. Look at that. A couple minutes. Hi, did I say hi to you, Barbie? Hi, Bo. Does the first layer of clear medium make the watercolor stick? Yes, it does. So this one has, I did this off camera because we had done one, where is it? On my New Year's stream, we had done this one, which I wasn't happy with. So I'm trying to do a do-over. So I did the image transfer with black acrylic paint, let that dry, put a layer of matte medium, acrylic matte medium, let that dry, and then I put the watercolor. Now we're letting it dry, and then we're going to pick it up by putting gloss gel medium onto a piece of paper and then putting that on the gel plate. So I'm trying to be more clear and repeat myself more because I think it confused people a little bit on my New Year's Eve stream. Hi, April. Good to see you. And it doesn't totally make the I was going to say, it doesn't totally make it stick. It just gives it a better surface to not beat up so much. Okay, so now I'm going to take my fluorescent yellow, my jaune fluorescent, and I'm going to put it kind of around here and there. And if it mixes with some other red that is wet, then that's okay. Maybe we use a paintbrush instead of my finger for this one. Da, da, da. Okay, and then maybe we'll get a real palette. So I'm just going to do some hint of this fluorescent. I don't have any water on this paintbrush. It's a bit streaky though. I don't like this paintbrush. Let's get a different one. I think my finger is working better. Excuse me. Maybe should we use this one? Let's use this. It should dry. How do you know how long to let your paper sit on it? For the watercolor one, it's till it's dry. So we're just going to. Now this is acrylic paint. It's an acrylic marker. It's called Montana brand, and it's quite liquidy. And this black is still very wet, so I'm a little concerned. I don't want to go into it too much, but I do want to go in behind this red a bit. I'll try not to be too precious, but you know. Okay, and we'll do some here. So today we're just playing with abstract marks and whatnot on the gel plate. Let's do this one here, even though there's no red in that one. That's okay. And then this here. I don't know if you guys can see. You can't actually see my little reference. Here's my reference. And like I said, this is a bit liquidy, and I haven't tried this, so disclaimer, this may not work. But whatever we pull, we can always add to it to make it work, right? Let's put this here. Now I'm going to just use this other fluorescent yellow just to kind of add different like intensities and get a bit closer to the black. It's fun to finger paint. Dee Dee's a master of finger painting. So for example, I have more, I have more yellow in this piece in the center thing than I do on the inspiration one. And this is, we have to keep attention to our opacities when we're layering. There's actually a bit of green in that one too, but I don't know. Okay. So where we put some blue, we might get rid of some of this yellow, but that is fine. I feel like backing some of that red a bit with the yellow. So I'm finger painting so I can feel how thick the paint is, which is another reason that I like using pan pastels because they dry immediately. But I'm going to really try hard not to use my pan pastels today. Hello, Elizabeth. Hi, Messy Diane. Oh, just in general. Barbie's saying, when you're pulling a print in general, how do you know? You kind of know so the paper will feel kind of cold when the paint is still wet. So you want all the paint to dry so it attaches to the paper. So once it doesn't feel that cold anymore, it's usually ready. But you can always pull the edge up and look to see if the paint is sticking to the paper. If it's not, you just put it back down. But where you've pulled it up, it's probably going to be, that'll probably be it. Okay, so now I'm thinking the next color I want to do is this dark blue. So I think I'm going to let that dry a bit, and let's pull the watercolor print. So let's move this over here. Remind me I put it under the table if I can't find it. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this. So it's still a little bit wet, but it's not going to matter too much because we're going to use the gloss gel medium. I cut this watercolor paper. It's a bit thick. It's probably 300 or 200 GSM. I cut it a bit bigger than my 8x10 gel plate, and I'm going to use a paintbrush to apply the gloss gel medium instead of the scraper. So last time I used just the scraper, and I think it gave lines. So it gave these lines, and it also made some really thick areas. Okay, so I'm going to use it to start. Hey, Dana. Thanks for coming over. Hi, Gray. Christine wants a square gel plate. They do make square ones. I don't have any. I figure I could probably just, put a piece of paper and make it square. So I'm going to put a good amount using my palette knife. Okay, and then I'm going to brush it out. I have to wet that a bit so that it's not so thick, and to try to make it somewhat smooth. Now it's hard because it's clear and I'm going on white, so it's hard to know if I'm missing any areas. But if you look at an angle, so I'm looking kind of at an angle, and I think I'm pretty good. I'm not adding a lot of water to my paintbrush, just enough so that it sticks down, like so that it spreads instead of like pulling up the gloss gel medium. Okay, I can't see the top part. I think I need a bit more at the top. And then this way I'm hoping we'll have enough time to let that dry properly on the gel plate. Okay, and you don't want this to dry before you put it on because you need it wet so it picks up the print. Okay, I think I might, am I crazy? I feel like giving it a spritz for good measure. Let's give it just a little spritz for good measure. I'm feeling nervous, but you guys won't judge me if it fails, right? Okay, let's put that on there. Start in the center, and I'm going to push outwards and hope I had enough matte gel medium. Christine, it's because they heard you talking. For some reason, Amazon Canada suddenly has a wonderful variety of gel plate sizes on Prime. Big Brother is listening. Hi, Paula. All right, have a good sleep. Paula's up in the Netherlands, so her time's a bit different. And Messy Palette is in Australia, so it's probably, is it morning or middle of the night there? Okay, so I'm not going to touch it. If I bend the plate, I'm worried it's going to lose contact. So I've got it on this glass mat so that I'm not going to be bending it. Okay, now I'm going to wash that brush, put this on. Yeah, 5x7 is a great size. And I'm hoping I can get that divot out of my 5x7 plate. Okay, oh yes, under the bed. Under the bed. Under the table. Under the bed. It's so funny when you're streaming. Honestly, like the weirdest words come out of your brain, out of your mouth. All right, still a little bit wet, but you know what? I think so. Where's our sample? So this is a pretty dark blue, which actually the dark blue is a neo color too. That might not be dark enough. Let me get a Prussian blue. Let me get a Prussian blue. I know I have one. I think I have an Artist Loft Prussian blue. So I think we'll use, let's use a roller, like a little brayer. Use a little brayer. And let's use our 5x7 plate as a palette. So we can brayer it on and maybe make some marks and maybe pull some paint off. We can do some marks with our little chopstick. If you have a silicone tool, that's good too. And again, this is not, I don't really know what I'm doing. We're just experimenting. This is not really a tutorial. It's a play session. Okay, so here's my little inspiration. I don't want to get it too messy, but I want you guys to be able to see it too. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of do loosey-loo, and then we'll use a chopstick and we'll, you don't have to use the whole brayer, you can like lift up too, right? You don't have to. Now Prussian blue has a bit of a greeniness to it usually, I think. And let's do some in here. Just kind of do loosey-loosey. Okay. Yeah, with the tour. And then we can use a scraper or even a paintbrush to remove. We can use some chopsticks out in the periphery to kind of make some marks. It's kind of drying a bit, but that's okay. You can use a little bit of it's possible this might work better in my brain. Also remember the my plate is yellow, so the colors look a little bit different. So I'm just wetting my paintbrush a little bit. And I think we'll also add a bit of black back in there. So a lot of that blue has dried already. This hasn't, so let me just put some little marks in there. Okay. So now we're gonna let that dry. I'm worried about getting water on my inspiration, so I'm just gonna move that. Okay, and let's see. Let's use a black acrylic marker. Not this one. Do we want this one? So this one is the Montana marker, and that's the mark it makes. It's pretty liquidy. I don't want things that are going to take even longer to dry. Let's just pick up a little bit of that with the paper towel where it's really thick. Okay. Did I say hi to you, Sandra? Hi, Sandra. Okay, and then for this blue, let's use a bit of this blue and then we'll put some of that turquoisey blue. And this will just do, let's just do it with a paintbrush. I feel like this would be so much easier to do with pan pastels, but like I said, I'm challenging myself to not use pan pastels. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of do. This one doesn't have a lot of blue on it, but we're gonna. While it's wet, we can put some marks in it. Yeah, the trick for the marking part is not having it dry. Someone that I find quite enjoyable to watch in terms of this kind of mark making also is, what's his name? I forgot to put the dark blue here. The Art Whisperer. And I want some of that Prussian blue on the bottom here. Hey, Lady J. So I'm just going to use my finger. Okay, let's do more of this other blue. This other blue I'm using is Amsterdam Primary Cyan. Oops, I forgot I had little marks in there. Put more marks. Okay, and let's just pick up some of this paint just with the chopstick and just kind of put some random little marks in here. I'm not poking it, it's a very dull kind of chopstick. And I think I'm going to add some scribble scrabble in black to some of these blue areas. And let's just use the Sharpie black brush marker. I don't want, don't want to do it where it might be wet though. I don't want to wreck my marker. Let's see, what else could we use? I do want to put some aqua. Let's just go ahead and do the aqua. Not sure. This is turquoise, this is aqua green. I'm feeling more this turquoise color. Uh-oh, I got a drip there. Got a drip on my, so remember a lot of this, this has Neil color 2s on, which are water soluble. So I'm gonna use this one. And let's use it just on the palette. So there, got the aqua. Let's put a bit of white behind the red first, though. Should we? Tempted, I'm tempted. No, let's just go for it. Let's just use the aqua. We'll try to avoid some of the red areas. Hi, Rhonda. Thanks for coming, everybody. I know there's not like a ton of stuff happening, but I appreciate you watching. What I like about abstract is I like the randomness, the freeness of it. And then we can always, like I said, we don't have to pull the print and go, okay, well, I guess that's it. We can add to it. Like Patricia from PM Artist Studio, she often adds like colored pencils to her prints. And this is definitely not going to be like exactly like the, you know, the inspiration piece. Joanne says, you are now a collage. Don't get it. Two-sided tape, paper cutter. You're now a collager? Is that what you mean? Yes, collager. Yes, abstract is fun and fearless. We can even go in with our paper towel or a baby wipe and just really pick up kind of more like random. So I'm trying to use kind of loosey, not loosey dog, but loosey brush strokes. Are a lot of people here, do many of you guys do like abstract type of work? It's definitely something I'd like to work at, get better at. That paint's drying. Okay. So we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to do some scribble scrabble with some black. Oh, this plate's too big for me to like pick up and look underneath to see how it's looking. So it's going to be a real surprise. Let's see how this is looking. So this is our watercolor one. I don't think it's ready. Yeah, it's not ready yet. Actually, I'm going to put a book on it. Put some pressure. And we'll wait to the very end of the stream to pull it. Give it lots of time to absorb the paint. So I've got these 3 heavy reference books. I'm just going to put on top of it. Really smush it down. Okay. So this isn't dry, but a lot of the outside areas are dry. So I think we'll go ahead and do our black scribble scrabble. Oh, Lady J, that's very sweet. Thank you. I'm sure Lucy will appreciate the top-up treat. You're very cute. I did mail out some Happy Mail on the 2nd, so hopefully some of it's arriving. And I'm just gonna smudge it too. Get right in there. Get down on it. Maybe smudge it with my finger. Like I said, I haven't, this is a work in progress. Experiments. Excuse me. One thing I like doing that you can't really do on a gel plate is I do like using like charcoal and smudging it. Another abstract artist I like to watch on YouTube is Chris Loud. He does some really fun, quick paintings with lots of ideas in them. You want this kind of grungy. Oh, it did arrive. Excellent. Wow, that was quick. Quail Hill must be up on their mail route. So this piece is going to look totally different when we pull it. Like right now we're seeing the layers backwards, right? So I'm just using a baby wipe to kind of smush down those marks. I feel like once more of that paint is dry, we could add some blacks, some red squiggles with the Posca marker. Look at me, I'm using both hands. Oh, another person that I like watching for abstract art is, oh, what's her name? Jackie Strum. I can't think of her name, but one thing she did on last video, she took a piece of paper and she put a pencil in both hands and she used both hands to make some marks, kind of symmetrical, and that was sort of how she broke her blank page. Thanks, Dar. Dar put in the link to Chris Loud. Okay, let's do. This is fun. Even if, you know, just making a mess is fun, right? Thanks, Jen. Yeah, we don't want it too, we want it messy, sketchy, unpristine, right? I'm planning to pick this up with a metallic white. So I do want to put a few more undercoats of color, like especially here. Scribble, scrabble. All right, looking good. I like it. Okay. Now, gotta let that black Posca dry, but now the insides are kind of dry. So let's get a red. I said Posca. It was a black acrylic Sharpie, which is the same as a Posca, really. All right, let's use some red. And I'm just going to use this Sharpie acrylic marker. And we're just going to put some red scribble scrabbles in here just to give it a bit of more depth. So now we're veering off our reference, so just a little bit more. I remembered I did have some red layers underneath. I don't know how much of this is going to show up, but these do dry really fast though. Who else did I? Oh, Quirky Queens does some amazing abstract work on YouTube. She's actually, she's in Ireland and she's gone back to art school. Or well, she didn't do art school before. She's going to art school now. So she doesn't put out as much videos as she used to, but she's very interesting. And she mentioned someone that does abstract, and I checked her out and it was pretty cool. I'll try to put a link to that. So now it's just about like intuition and just kind of knowing that these marks aren't all going to show, but they should give like a certain depth to our piece. And this red isn't quite as dark as our initial red that we had on the plate. Photograph it before you pull. Yeah, that's a good idea. The only problem is my phone is my camera. And my camera, my phone is video, is recording. That yellow isn't as fluorescent as I want. Let's grab the grabby markers and see, is there a more fluorescent yellow? Not really. This yellow is a little bit, this may be bright. I don't want to use this one again because it just takes so long to dry. Let's use this one. This is 688. Which one is that? I don't even see it on there. Oh, 889? No, 688. Oh, it's a pastel yellow. 644 butter. No, I want 620 yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow. They call me mellow yellow. There's also this Jane Davenport marker that is very old, though that's not very bright. It's not super bright. It's not like that fluorescent, like I really like that fluorescent one. Let's see, how bright is the yellow? Yeah, it's not bright. Let's see, I could maybe use that. Was this the Jane Davenport one? No, I think this one. We'll use this one just kind of sparingly, just to back up that yellow so it doesn't get lost. And I'm not pushing super hard. I almost feel like we could put white under there to, we'll do that. We'll put some white. Well, no, we're picking it up with white, so I don't really need to put white. All right. Now, let's compare. This does have a bit more turquoise green outside of the main elements, so maybe we should do that. I do have a turquoise Posca. This one. What would that do? No, it's too much. Is it too much the same? No, I don't think I like that. We'll just finish that. I wish I could turn over. Look under it. Let's see. See, that yellow is super bright, isn't it? Okay, let's use. I feel like doing a little bit more black. It makes Kristen think of dinosaur eggs. That's cool. I feel like this needs more yellow. Like this had a lot more yellow on it. Let's just go for it. Let's just use this puppy. I don't even know how are we doing for time, Dar? Yes, what color of dinosaur would hatch from these eggs? That's a very good question. All right, let's do, so where there's spaces, we're going to have white showing through. Do I want the background a bit darker? You know, maybe we'll leave it. Hi, Beth. Yeah, I had a sneak peek. Maybe we'll leave it and then plan to add some darkness after we pull it. Let's do that. Let's get this puppy. I have plenty of time. Yes, okay. So we can put the paint, let it sit for a while, then pull it, and then we'll have time to add on top. Okay, so let's grab, I'm going to use this metallic white. I'm going to use this, sorry, I got those books on here, very heavy. I'm going to use this A3 craft paper pad by Montmartre. It is 11 GSM, which, 115 GSM, which we think is about about 30-pound paper roughly. So it's thicker than like a paper bag for sure. Okay, so let's move that over in the center. Now, yeah, I was thinking to myself, here's what I was thinking. Do I add a bit of a cream color to tone it down a bit? But then I thought I really want it to look luminous because I feel like this looks luminous and I want to kind of try to emulate that. Zen Jan is telling people to give me the finger. All right, so this is the 12 by 14. Oh gosh, I already forgot. It's a 12 by 14 plate, so it takes a lot of paint. Stacking stones in the river, Lady Jan says. All right, so we want a lot of paint on there. I need something to brayer off on. I'm just throwing things around over here. Okay, I don't think I want to brayer off on that side. Let's brayer off. Let's just take this and fold it the other way. Okay. This is my almost 8-inch brayer. Oh, it's coming off. So we're going to have a bit of that craft paper peeking through, I think. Some of the layers are so thick that they're pulling off a bit, but we're just going to go for it. Oop. Do that. Hot potato, hot potato. Oh, Messy Diane, I have to tell you, I don't know if you know of the Wiggles, but my boys, when they were growing up, they were big fan of the Wiggles, which is an Australian children's, they had a show for children when my kids were little. And my kids really, really liked them. One year we went dressed up as the Wiggles. So one of my sons was the blue one who liked to eat a lot. He was the toddler. And then Murray with the red shirt and the guitar, that was my older son because he loved music and we had him bought him a little toy guitar. And I'm feeling lots of bubbles in here, so I don't know if we're going to get a full print. And then my husband went as Greg, the lead singer, in the yellow shirt because he kind of looked like Greg. And then I went as Jeff in the purple shirt because Jeff always fell asleep and I was a tired mom. Bye, Zen Jan. Hope you feel better. And I was the Jeff, the guy that fell asleep all the time. And they used to sing that song, Hot Potato. Hot potato, hot potato. Hot potato, hot potato. Hot potato, hot potato. Potato, 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 potato. Cold spaghetti, cold spaghetti. I'm gonna put some books on this one. Cold spaghetti, cold spaghetti. Cold spaghetti, cold spaghetti. Spaghetti, 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 spaghetti. Zoom, da 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 da, zoom, da 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 da. Can't remember the rest of it. All right, there's got some books on there. All right, what should we do while we're waiting for our stuff to dry? Let's see. I don't think, let's check our watercolor one. This is like a weight workout with all these books. I'm taking a peek. It's not working. It's not working. I feel like maybe if I peel it, if I peel the gel plate off, will it? A lot of it's staying underneath there. Okay, let's take this layer off here. Okay. Let's peel the gel plate back. Well, that's working a bit better. But last time the watercolor came off well, but the image transfer below it didn't come off as good. Am I being too impatient? Should I let it dry longer? It's working. I think if I let this sit overnight, it would probably work better. So I don't know if you guys remember the watercolor piece I did on the gel plate at the week before I took my break for Christmas, and it pulled off beautifully. Now the difference was that one didn't have a layer of acrylic paint below it. So I don't know if that's the difference, but this is working okay. Had I left it on a little bit longer, it might have been even better. But overall, see here, the paint stayed on the gel plate. See, it didn't lift everything up. But it was better than the one we did here. It's better than this one. And we could fill those in, those spots with, I could use my black Sharpie acrylic marker to just kind of fill that in a bit. So I think if you want to try this technique with a transfer or with paint under the layer of matte medium, you probably have to let it set a lot longer than what I'm doing. Her boobs look really big in this picture. I don't know what's up. I should have like taken a picture of the image I used. It's pretty bizarre. Maybe that's, okay, maybe her boobs go here. Maybe that's like the inside of her jacket. Just gonna kind of give her a little reduction. Yeah, that's a bit better. So, is it perfect? No. Is it better than this one? Yes. I think the thinness of the gloss gel medium helped. So I'll just bring that up close. So this is a little messy where I'm just kind of filling in with the Sharpie. All right, so I think it's pretty good. It's not bad. So maybe I need to experiment more with this technique. I do like the distressed look of it, how you get kind of like blooms that you can't really get with acrylic paint. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Big and low, yeah. It's like she's not my age. Why are they so big and low? Yeah, maybe it's because the perspective, maybe they're shooting her from down here. Thanks, Joanne. Thanks, Diane. Yeah, the cast of the Wiggles has changed, Gray. Yeah. The Wiggles, Messy Dan says the Wiggles have been around since 1991. And they actually came to Edmonton and they had a concert, and we took my older son because my younger one was a toddler. We didn't want to take him to this big stadium. And it was really fun. We had lots of fun. So I like it. I think this is fun. Okay, I think it's much better than this one. I mean, this one was more muted colors because we used the Gansai Tambi graphite colors. This one I used my Daniel Smith watercolors. So it's a lot more vibrant. I used Opera Rose, Ultramarine, Rose of Ultramarine. I can't remember. I think that was Aussie Red Gold, Yellow Ochre, and I think Sap Green. My sons are 21 and almost 23. Yeah. But that hot potatoes really got me going. And I'm going to have that song in my head. When my son comes home, I'm going to sing it to him. All right. Do you think this one under here is ready to go? Let's move that aside. Let's see. What did Beth say? Beth got a Jimi Hendrix vibe from it. That's an interesting. I like that. I'm going to sign it, actually. This one I'm going to sign. Let's see. Here's my little signing pen. My Sharpie pen. Nope. I'll use a micron. And it's January, right? 2025. That's hard to remember to write, 2025. Diane's oldest is going to be 50 in a few months. Wow. You must have been a young mother. Yeah, there's mashed bananas. Mashed bananas, mashed bananas. Mashed bananas, mashed bananas. I love that rose of ultramarine. It's a beautiful color. I love it. Let me double check that I gave you the right orange color. Let's see. I used, yes, so it's Aussie Red Gold in honor of the Wiggles, Opera Pink, Rose of Ultramarine. I did use a yellow too, Hansa yellow in here, and then sap green at the bottom. Oh, and I did plop in a few spots of imperial purple. Plop, plop, plop. Let me put these heavy books on the ground somewhere. It's heavy. And my husband says I don't work out. I did have an art injury last week. I don't know if any of you guys have had an art injury such as mine. So I think I bruised my tailbone sitting on a stool because I have two desks in my room, if you see my room tour, and where I'm filming right now, I have a pretty good chair that I have a cushion on. It's not a very thick cushion. I put a blanket on it right now. But my other stool over in my watercolor station is just like a wooden stool. And oh, that's not picking up there. And I was working on something and I kind of had bad posture, and I think that it bruised my tailbone. Yes, and I do have a bad shoulder. Oh, here, we can do this. Let's see. So sometimes if you pull your gel plate off instead of pulling the paper off, sometimes it comes off a bit better. So here, that's not sticking. We could try to stick that down. Let's do that. We'll do a repair. Yeah, so I bruised my tailbone, which is bizarre. It's not like I fell. I'm just gonna put just a little bit of matte medium on that spot. Not too thick though. And we're gonna push that back down and hope it, I'll give it a minute. I'm sorry, Diane, that's really difficult. Anne's baby is 46 today. It's his birthday today. Wow. Let's see. So I don't know if I have another spot here. So perhaps I did not leave this down long enough. Let's do another little repair there. Okay, we'll have to leave it a little bit longer. Little Shop of Horrors. Ooh, I love that show. I've never seen the play, but I've seen the movie. So it's gonna be that way. So it's gonna be reverse of this one, right? St. John's wort oil on Hurdy Bits. Well, I'm doing much better now. So I just used a lot of Advil, sitting sideways like a lady, and what else? Not bending over. It's much better now though. Just gonna let this sit a little bit longer. Not the tail on the stool, Bruce. I don't know that reference, Beth. This is where that chunk is out of my gel plate. Hi, Zandra. Did I see new pan pastel colors coming in February? No, I didn't. So Golden's bought the pan pastels. So it looks like Zandra's telling us that they've added more colors. Well, that's exciting. Oh, bruise, yes. Tail on the stool bruise, yes. Not Bruce. I thought maybe we're talking about Bruce Springsteen. We'll have to sit a little bit more. What else can we do while we're waiting for that? Do you guys want to see my scavenger hunt book again, or any art supplies you want me to show you while we're waiting? Ooh, yeah. Diane slipped in snow and bruised her tailbone that way. Yeah, I was lucky. I didn't, I didn't fall or anything. The hunt, please. Okay, so let's grab out the hunt for Red October. So this is just, I'm just gonna let that sit a little longer. Let's give it another 5 minutes and then we'll pull it. So this was 2024 scavenger hunt. I did it other years too, but I didn't, I think the year before I didn't finish. Oh, this is a art by Terry Brett. So this was 2024. I do have a flip through, a detailed flip through of this. So if you don't know about the scavenger hunt, Janet M. Young, every January she puts out prompts for a scavenger hunt, and you can do it in a journal. You can do it however you want. That's a piece of a shirt. So this is my 2025. This is a composition book. So I just continued in my 2024 composition book. I'm doing 2025. So there's the prompts. I've highlighted the ones I've done so far. My theme, you get to pick a theme, and my theme this year is cat. So I'm going to have a cat somewhere on, on a 2-page spread. They might not be together, but I'll have a cat somewhere. Beth got 12 items on her first page. That's awesome. This is my page of book pages, birds, I could put a bird on it, postage, pocket, and I think, is it tag at a pocket? I don't know if a tag's actually one of the prompts, but I wanted to put something in my pocket, and then this is where my cat is on this page. So I snuck a cat in there. And stickers. I'm going to try to use a lot of stickers in my scavenger hunt. This is flowers, botanicals, pattern paper, more stickers, food packaging, and ephemera. So I use some ephemera of vintage food packaging. Also something someone gave you. I think Lena gave me these vellum stickers. And then this is my page of houses that I did using the grabby markers and a few of the cat stickers. So I didn't paint the cats. The cats are stickers, but I did draw and color in the rest with acrylic paint. April, Mama Juju is going to do the butt on the wanted poster. Ooh, that's fun. Diane says this will be her first and she's having trouble starting. You know what? Just throw things on a page. Just start. Just don't overthink it. Don't feel like you have to rush through it. Peggy's already done, but don't feel like you have to rush through it. Just take your time. I used the letters that I had, the Happy 2025. I had that on my New Year's Eve stream. I just cut them out and I stuck them on, and then I painted the back background, added some stickers. This is a stamp I carved with my logo. There's a butt. There's the butt. Yeah. Oh, did I miss saying bye to Anina? So that's all I've got done so far. Sometimes I glue 2 pages together and sometimes I don't. Especially if I'm gluing scrapbook paper, I don't. Just trying to see. Yeah, so sometimes I'll glue 2 of the comp pages together, but I don't always do that. And then for my pink and blue page, I'm coloring this page from Deborah Muller's Mad Tea Party coloring book. So I based it out in markers. This is not very good paper for alcohol markers. So this is just the alcohol marker here. It doesn't really blend very well. This is added a bit of colored pencil, and this is 2 colored pencils. So I'm slowly working my way over, and then I add some white. I don't know if I'm going to shade the rest of it. I probably will, but so there's that. So I got to do a lot more shading and whatnot on that. Yeah, don't stress out about the paper in your book. That's right. It's not to stress you out. It's to have fun. Have fun with it. Right? Okay, let's just pull this and we'll get what we get. So I'm going to just go ahead and just pull the plate off of here. Hopefully we won't be missing big chunks.
Also, this is a good way to, if you're finding that your paper is bending, if you pull the gel plate off your paper, you don't get those bends and folds in your paper. So we're definitely getting some paint left behind, but because it's the metallic white over the craft paint, it's not too bad. Here was a wrinkle. There was a spot. It's like giving birth. Okay. All right, so there's Big Peggy. Put her over there. So this one is like a mirror image of our sample because I just did it as like the same layout, but then when you pull it, it's opposite. And whatever you put on first is closer to the surface. So you can still turn it around and decide, is there a different direction you like it better? I think I might, oh, this one's not bad this way. But I think I like it here. So we could definitely add more stuff to it. Should we add some scribble scrabble? I should probably take a picture first, but here, I'll give you guys a close-up. Some of this was grunge that was left on the plate from before. You can see the black Posca with the dark blue and the Prussian blue, and then the, what was the other blue we used? The primary cyan. I do like how the black outline kind of did the blobbiness. That's kind of cool. To create my, yeah, it was, the paint liner pens were, for the black part was this Artist Loft. Where's the box? You can't really see the label very well. It's the Artist Loft paint pen. It came in a set of 3. I don't know where the box went. But we could add some more scribble scrabble, or maybe a bit of green. We could put a green glaze on some areas. Sometimes it's best to kind of like, hi Deb Smith. Sometimes it's best to sort of step away and come back with fresh eyes, but I'm tempted to kind of do that. Kind of fill in a few spots. And then I could take this, these paint markers that I have from Montana Markers, and they're quite liquidy. I could use it to blend a little bit more. Like for example, what if we just kind of do a bit more here? So just because the gel print is off the plate doesn't mean it has to be done, right? Just want to knock that back a little bit. Now this is more of like an ultramarine blue, whereas the Prussian blue and this primary sand, well, the Prussian blue leans more green, and then combined with the yellow, we do get some green there. So I'm tempted. I do have this marker in this green. Bye, Elizabeth. Maybe let's put a little bit more red on there. Let's just do. Just a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more here. I like the amount on there. This feels a little not bright enough. I want to be careful not to make too much purple because I don't really have a lot of purple in this. Maybe a little bit here. And let's see what this green looks like if we put the green. I need a clean finger because there's a bit of green there, so I feel like I should add. There's a bit of green there. Oh, my finger was dirty. So Messy Dan says, Montana have a great range of refillable markers and all sorts of tips you can use your own paint. Yeah, I did get some, like, I think these are, no, those aren't Montana. I think I got this one though. Is that, I think that's one of them that came and I've never used it. So let's just add a little bit of green. Here and there. Now what I should do is I should, let it percolate. Something about this one's bothering me. Maybe if we add a bit of green in there. I feel like this doesn't have much depth to it. So I'm going to add this, this marker and a clean finger. Now remember, I'm not an expert at abstract. This one lady I was watching that Quirky Queens mentioned, she talked about being more of a drawer, that she sees herself more as a drawer than a painter, and she'll like take one piece and she'll rework it like so many different times, and she'll do these shows where she will have like photos of her paintings as they progress, and they are very you see them evolve, right? It's pretty cool. Let's just add a little bit more. So ideally what I should do is just put this away or put it up on my wall and just come back to it every now and then. So how are we doing for time? Doing pretty good. I feel like this is still missing something. I think we need more turquoise there. And then maybe a bit more black. And I mean, I'm not selling this, so it really doesn't matter. I only have to please myself. Maybe adding some splatter would be fun. Yeah, I think it would. Should we do red splatter, or I'm feeling red splatter. There's already red splatter there. We could add some red splatter on this side. I wonder if these would splatter if I hit them. Because you know sometimes you can make Posca pens splatter. Oh, I should move my iPad though. No, that doesn't splatter so much. Let's see if I have a red Posca pen that would splatter. I only have a little one. I have this one. I don't know if there's enough in there. No, not enough. So let's get some red. Let's add a bit of red splatter. That's not floppy enough. Ooh, this is big. It's more like blobby. That one's too much. That one's too much. We could just kind of, I don't mind it as a dot. Need a finer brush, I think, for the splatters. What do you think? You guys liking the splatter, or? Oh, that brush is not doing well. No, need a fluffy brush. Where be you, fluffy brush? Here's one. That's a little bit thick. I could take this and just kind of Thanks for hanging out with me while I explore starting abstract on the gel plate. I think we need a little bit here too. I can't get my splatter going. It's not wanting to. Need more water. There we go. Is that better? Do you like that? The red splatter better there, Christine? Oh, I think I splattered my original. I still feel like it needs some black scribble scrabble, but some white splatters. Sure. I think I should wait for the red to dry though, so that I don't get pink splatters. Let me just give it a bit of a heat gun. And then we're gonna be ready to go pretty soon. Okay, let's do a little bit of white splatterage. I got my bucket of stars, as Dee Dee calls it. So I hope this encourages you guys to just play with or without your gel plate. Just gonna spray this. And you don't have to start big, like for example, like this piece I did, my reference piece, where did it go? It was quite small. It was like 2.5 by 3, here it is. So you could do grid journaling. It's a great way to kind of play with doing abstracts. This was just on a little piece of leftover whatnot I had. Just do this. Ooh, I'm oohing because it kind of went all over. Okay, and then I'm going to use my chopstick or this. Let's use this to kind of like scrape around some of the white marks. At least some of them is splatter, but some will just kind of move around a bit. If anybody in chat has a abstract artist like on YouTube that they like to watch, please feel free to put it in the chat or in the comments below if you have someone you can recommend. Just want to make this a little bit more depth there. So I might work on this more before next week, or I might not. I don't know. We'll see what moves me. So here is a close-up of this piece now. This is what we did today. Basically 12 by 14 abstract based on this little mini piece I did using Neocolor 2s and acrylic. This was our watercolor piece on the gel plate that we did. So just to recap, so it's not confusing, did the image transfer first, let that dry in black. Then I did a white, not white, clear matte medium layer and then let that dry. Then added the watercolor onto the plate, let that dry, and then brushed a gloss gel medium onto a piece of paper, not onto the gel plate, onto a piece of paper, and then smushed it on top of the gel plate and let that dry. So that's a fun technique that I enjoyed. I think I learned that from Gelli Arts, not the transfer part first, but just the watercolor part. Well, thanks, Vale. Betty Franks, okay, I'll look her up. Diane says white splatter would make highlights on them eggs. And I'll try to put links to the people mentioned and to the one I couldn't remember her name. So, yeah. So I think that's about all. That's it for today. Next week, next Wednesday, I'll be here again at 3 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't usually know until like the weekend. I kind of go, oh, maybe I'll do this or maybe I'll do that. And if you have any requests that you'd like me to do, you can put it in the comments below this stream. And I think looks like a football. Yeah. Thanks, Sandra. And yeah, I hope everybody stays safe with all the storms and fires and all that going on. But I really appreciate you taking the time to come watch my stream and to hang out with me. And if you watch the replay, I appreciate that as well. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks to my mods too, very, very much. All right, and thanks Lady J for the super chat. I'll let Lucy know that the liver treats are on you. Okay, bye-bye. If I can get to the end button. There we go.